it's all about the money, right, Ken? It's
That's
all about
right.
the money. It's all about the money, baby. Baby, listen, if you listen to our podcast and you went to my bookie, all right, you can make a larger swimming pool. I mean, for you could put another lane in your bowling alley, right? Whatever it is. But this episode it's about the money. It's about the money, man. Floyd Mayweather. He made no qualms about it. He was very honest about it. He said, if you're gonna go let me rob money, and it's I don't have to have a gun, and you're not gonna arrest me for it, I'm gonna go get it. So we went and got some too. We went to my bookie and we bet on all the don'ts. We bet on the over, everything that we told our great people, our great fans out there. And your part is coming, Ken. Your part is coming. It'll be delivered by a special delivery. And that's money, baby. It's all about the money. It's all Floyd. They do this. Hey, give them credit. Anybody who begrudges them, and all joking aside right now, they're wrong. He's taken risks for 20 years to get in the ring. He figured out a way to steal money, as he said. Teddy didn't say it. He said it, without stealing, without being illegal, without hurting anybody. Hey, go ahead. The other guy built up 20 million followers. It's the American way. He figured out a way to exploit that, to capitalize on that, to make that into this. Go ahead. Why not? It's the people's choice. There's no gun put to their head, right? And I hope our fans have a few bricks out there from going to my bookie. Hope so. Bet responsibly, by the way. Responsibly, okay?
Oh, man, I thought you were going to talk about the biggest story in boxing from the past 2 weeks. Nonito Donaire becomes the oldest bantamweight in the history by 3
Tremendous.
years.
What is
and now you're
38?
talking about the Floyd Mayweather sideshow.
Well, you can. Donaire, so right. I mean, we'll get to that too. But tremendous.
And we'll get into it later. I was just going to tease you before you jumped into the money, man. I was going to tell you, Teddy, let's get right into it. The fans are clamoring. Biggest story in boxing. Nonito Donaire. But you beat me to the punch again. Money always wins.
Well, this week.
Let's talk about the main event. What'd you think? How'd you think Floyd looked? I was actually kind of surprised that Logan Paul was able to kind of take some of the punches that Floyd hit him with. Now, granted, they were using 12-ounce gloves, and Floyd's getting older, but he hit him with some pretty good shots, and definitely hit him with some good body shots.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mayweather's not a huge puncher, but Mayweather didn't normally, unless he caught you perfect coming in or something, perfect counter shot, like he did the Englishman years
Ricky
ago.
Hatton.
Yeah, caught him coming in. But other than that, Floyd hit you 2 or 3. He never really put 2 or 3 together. And I think part of the reason is he is 44. He hasn't fought in 4 years. And he was cautious. He was always cautious, Floyd. That's his temperament. That's part of it. That's part of what makes him Floyd. But I got the feeling by watching that he's even more cautious now as he's older, because he understood that there was still a risk with a big guy like this. And so he didn't push the envelope in that area, because I don't think he trusted his reflexes and everything that's normally there for Floyd Money Mayweather. I don't think that he felt that nobody knew it better than him. And I think that he knew that he couldn't trust himself to open up, if you will, when there would look like there were moments to open up and maybe get the guy out or push him down the cliff. He's going down a little bit, the cliff. Give him a push. To do that, you have to be able to get into a certain rhythm, a certain offensive rhythm. That means reflexes. That means all 8 cylinders are striking at the same time. You're hitting on all cylinders like a well-made engine in a car. And I think that the driver of that car knew exactly what the engine could deal with, and what the engine could be asked to deal with and asked to be pushed to. And he didn't push it to that because he was cautious because he was concerned. You're supposed to be concerned if you're smart. And I think he was concerned at this point that to do the things that he would have done 5 years ago, 6 years ago, would have taken something that's not there anymore. And Floyd doesn't take uncalculated risks. He doesn't. He doesn't. And that's what makes Floyd Floyd. You know, he's a pitcher in a baseball game. He's never going to give you that pitch over the plate. He's just not going to give it to you. He'll walk you. He'll walk you if he has to, but he ain't giving you that freaking pitch over the plate to blow you away, because that's not his game. He's going to hit the corners. He's going to change the speed. You know, he's going to disarm you. He's going to remove the bat from you. And this was very similar. Listen, we take our medicine very well when we're wrong. And we're right. We don't overdo it. A little bit. I mean, a little bit. This might be...
Well, I was going to say
might
that
be
you
overdoing
basically...
it might be overdoing it a little bit.
You hit the nail right on the head. You described perfectly what would happen. And then Floyd actually told us what he was going to do, too. Rob us. $50 at a time. And legalize bank robbery.
No, he was very honest. He was very honest about it. And we were on a button because... I remember there was like 3 points I made. One, the obvious, 44 years old, hasn't fought in 4 years. Please remember that. The other was, this isn't Floyd Mayweather anymore. It's not. I mean, it's just, you know, how much of him is left. But it's not Floyd Mayweather anymore. It's not. I mean, it's just, you know, part of the physics of growing old and not being active. The reality. It's just the reality. But... people don't care about reality when they want to be entertained. I get that. And the other thing that I think was a point that nobody else made, Ken, I think that's what put our prediction really on the button, where I said, look, even in an event, a carnival, whatever you want to call it, a sideshow, whatever you want to call it, even in this, styles matter. Styles make fights. Styles matter. And I reminded people, Floyd Mayweather is, was, and always will be until he's 100 years old. God bless him. Let him live to 100. He will always be a counterpuncher, a careful guy, a thoughtful guy, a cautious guy, not a seek and destroy guy. He will always be that. So you're going to get rounds. You're going to get rounds, and the guy's going to have a chance. And I said that. Oh my God, their heads are exploding everywhere. Oh my God, you saying he's got a chance for 5 million? He's a YouTuber. Yeah, I said that because of those reasons that I understand. And in the end, Paul wins too, because he gets paid whatever, 10 million, 20 million, whatever the hell the numbers are. I guess the numbers will come out. I don't know how the pay-per-view, if Rob got the pay-per-view numbers yet, what it did, but I'm sure.
I have a feeling you're not going to see honest pay-per-view numbers ever.
Yeah, well, maybe not, but I think it did good numbers. I mean, even by when I was tweeting during it, the reaction to the early fights, the undercard that Rob was telling me, told me there's a lot of people who were buying this thing. But you figured it would be that.
I'm sure it was big, but I have a hard time believing any of the numbers that come out. If they did 1 million, they'll tell you they did 5 million. That's my thoughts on that.
But I'll tell you one thing. Paul wins not only because he gets paid, but he can claim some kind of legitimacy in his world. And, you know, in that world of, you know, virtual reality, he's a hero now. And his people, because he went the rounds and he didn't embarrass himself, you know, they will embrace that. So it's a win for him. I was thinking this, you know, do you know that comedian? He's really good. I got to have a private show with him and my daughter, and when
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's great, but I was speaking to a bunch of businessmen years ago, and they had this new young comedian, and after we spoke, all the people that were there got to have a private show with him, and now he's huge. His name is Sebastian Maniscalco, right? And
he's the best.
He's really good, and I was just thinking, and I had to say this, that if he was watching it at some point, maybe it wasn't bad, but at some point he might have just stopped and said, "Aren't you embarrassed?" I was just, but Floyd, to his right, and he'd be right. Floyd would turn right back to him and say, "No, embarrassed with what? Making 50 million to 100 million, whatever the hell the number is, embarrassed to make money, embarrassed to take money that's being put out there? No, I'm not." But I had to say that. But I'm more interested right now. I wish we had a call-in. I really wish we had that component where I could hear the people talk to me and you right now and just tell me, were they embarrassed that they bought it?
I can speak for all of them. Yes, I was. I was pissed. I didn't like it. I was like, man, this is like, come on, get him, Floyd, or don't get him. Ugh. I was embarrassed. I didn't like it. I'm bummed out that I paid for it, but congratulations to Floyd and Paul. They made a lot of money, but I didn't find it to be overly entertaining. I found it to be frustrating. I mean, with the exception of the Hurd fight, the other fight was a one-sided beatdown with one guy holding on for dear life. Shouldn't have been in the ring with Badu Jack. And then Floyd and Paul. Anyway, speaking of Sebastian,
you represent the fans, Ken.